Hi guys! So we are talking about litter box problems today and what you can do about them. So this is a really big challenging issue and something that is very, very important and very critical for people to understand and to address, because this is actually the number one reason why cats are given away, abandoned, neglected, abused, or sent to shelters, is because of inappropriate litter box use. And one of the biggest things that people approach me for cat health coaching on and help with, and it's a tough topic for me to really be able to help with someone quickly, however, because there's so many different reasons why your cat could be having trouble using the litter box. There's so many different varying causes. So this is something that really needs to be worked through, usually as a type of step-by-step process, because every situation is very unique and individual. And this is something I can't say strongly enough, that it needs to be understood that your cat is never going to have a accident peeing or defecating outside of the litter box because it's angry at you, or it's trying to, show you that it's boss, or it got jealous, or, cats don't really have those type of emotions that we think that we try to put on them, and sometimes, people will say or think that that's an issue why a cat might be doing that. It's nothing along those lines. There's always some type of reason, whether it's a medical reason or an emotional stress type of reason or problem of why the cat is doing this behavior, this inappropriate litter box use behavior. And it really needs to be addressed quickly, is something too that I can't stress enough. It's really unfortunate that a lot of times people come to me by the time this behavior has been going on for weeks, months even, and I get the heartbreaking report that now the cat's vanquished to a basement because it wouldn't stop peeing and defecating all over the house. And so that's what their solution was just to isolate it alone in a basement. And not saying this video to put any blame on anyone at all either, though. My whole point of these videos is just to get education out there and to address these problems, hopefully before it ever comes anywhere close to that type of stage. So the biggest thing I can say for a litter box problem is get it addressed immediately. And you need to do this by seeking a professional consult, professional help. Whether you're reaching out to someone like myself who's offering cat health coaching services, right, Stubby? We can help you. You can reach out to your veterinarian. You can look online. There's other cat behaviorists that offer online consults. There's online veterinary consultations. I'm not sure how well they are with behavior type stuff. However, that's usually more medical. But there's some options for you. Now, one thing that I find that's really helpful and unique with my services is I can offer you to just consult with me simply over the phone or through like Facebook Messenger or email, whatever is easiest for you, because often these type of issues take basically some troubleshooting, I would say. I have to learn what's going on in your household with your cat, and we got to do some detective work. There's some digging involved to figure out what is going on. Why is your cat peeing outside the litter box? What happened? What might have happened in your household to trigger this problem, and certain steps to take to get it resolved. And typically it's not a quick, easy process either. And that's one thing with cats I can't say enough to people, no matter what we're talking about, is with cats, you gotta have patience, because cats tend to not want to do things quickly. They're very routine and very set in their ways, and so we gotta make little changes over time. So sometimes it may take me working with somebody and we make little changes every week, and it may take a month or two to get them back appropriately using the litter box 100%, but we can get there as long as you're working with someone that really knows cats and they're expert on cat behavior, and you're willing to dedicate the time and the effort and the patience to get there. There really is no situation where a cat can't be retrained to use the litter box, because that's their natural inclination. A cat never wants to choose to go onto a floor, especially a hardwood floor, versus a litter box, once the issue's resolved, because that's their natural tendency. They want to be in something that they dig. Out in the wild, the cat's going to be going to the bathroom in your garden, something like that, because they want to dig in that sand. So there's always a correction that can be made, but please just address it quickly, seek the help of a professional so that your cat can get back to its healthy behavior habit, and you can get back to not pulling out your hair with your cat going to the bathroom all over your house. And please never scold your cat, never punish them in any way. Of course, don't ever hit them or spank them. None of that is ever going to work. The cat does not understand anything of that nature. They don't understand the punishment. They can't correlate what you're doing with what they just did on the floor 5-10 minutes ago. It just doesn't work, and it's not cat language. So, there's a few tips and tricks I can offer to you if you're currently dealing with a cat litter box situation, problem. However, like I said, most times you're really going to need to seek help, because you're going to need it to be tailored to your individual situation and why your cat's having this problem. But oftentimes, where I always would need to start with somebody is to look at, is there a medical reason? So the first thing, if your cat's peeing or defecating outside the box, is bring them to the vet for a vet check. Make sure health-wise everything's okay. Secondly, you may want to consider changing their diet. If you're currently feeding a dry food diet or a low quality diet that's not high in protein, then that can cause some digestive issues with them, and that's often a problem I see why cats are defecating out of the litter box, is because they have just chronic loose stool and chronic bloating and GI issues, and their stomach's really upset, and then they start to relate their bowel movements in the litter box with pain, and that causes them to want to go out of the litter box. So that's something to think about, switching to a high protein, species appropriate diet. Also, there's a great litter on the market called Cat Attract litter, and you can try the new litter, or they even have an additive powder that you can just sprinkle and add to your current litter boxes, and that sometimes is enough just to, it's full of smells and pheromones that cats want to go dig in and go to the bathroom in, so sometimes that's enough to get them stimulated. And the big rule of thumb with cats and litter boxes is to be sure you always have one extra litter box than you do cats. So if you have a home with just one cat, like Mr. Stubby, you need 2 litter pans. If you have 2 cats, you need 3 cats, you need 4, so on and so forth. So a lot of times when somebody's talking with me about a cat litter box issue, that's one of the first things I have them do, is make sure they are meeting that rule and have enough litter boxes. Yeah, I know, we're about to wrap this up, buddy. He's getting bored of it. But just to give you a little insight on my personal situation with Stubborn a few months back, when, well, more than a few months, last year and a half ago or so, when he started having really bad skin allergy problems, one of the first things he did was he started peeing outside of the litter box. And you wouldn't normally think that that would be a sign of a skin allergy, but for me, right away, I was like, okay, what is going on here? Especially he's in a home with no other cats, nothing else was changing, so it was a big red flag to me, something's going on with him.